everybody. Today we have day 2 of reading Fyodor Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment. Started this book yesterday. Currently on chapter 4. We are beginning chapter 4, only 40 pages in. So far it's really cool. Setting the stage, learning background information as we go. Dostoevsky's writing is mind-boggling. Russian literature is something else, an entirely different breed. I'm enjoying it tenfold. So we got a nice warm coffee here. We got the essential oils being humidified. And we're just going to enjoy the book and see how far we can get today. I'm thinking maybe even a 3-hour stream, trying to obviously we'll get past page 50 and who knows how far we can get after that, so we'll just see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Get a little juice of caffeine, make you read better. As you can tell, I'm an SDSU alumni. I graduated 2020 with a degree in liberal arts, and ever since then I've just been learning Russian literature and learning Russian. So if you guys like the stream, donate any rubles or kopecks you have. They'll be much appreciated. They will go towards my children's education, and what's more important than educating the youth? Alright, let's get started. Chapter 4, we begin right here. We just got done with Raskolnikov's mother's letter. Originally, I finished the letter before I went to bed, and I expected Raskolnikov to be excited that his sister was getting married and that they have wealth and a fortune just because they're going to be a part of this different family. But it almost sounds like Raskolnikov is interested in trying to call off this wedding. So, this book is just absolutely mind-boggling. It's big, but I think bang out Crime and Punishment, bang out the brothers Karamazov, and we'll be dialed in for Russian literature. Well, let's get this started. Enough talking. There's no cap. Get the cap out of here. Excuse me. What I believe is I believe Raskolnikov. This is what I thought last night when I finished the letter. I thought Raskolnikov wants to call off the wedding. One, because they didn't ask his permission, and two, because he's in such destitution. He's desperate for anything. He has nothing. He's in pure poverty. He doesn't even have a life. I mean, before the book started, he was sitting in his room doing absolutely nothing for who knows how long, not eating or even seeing anyone. So obviously, he's very disturbed, and he doesn't want happiness for anyone in anyone's life. And we're just gonna see how this plays out. The crazy thing is, these books have these pages have very little paragraphs. They're just like run on paragraphs. It's annoying, to be completely honest with you, but we move. what it sounds like so far is Raskolnikov is very upset with his sister because he believes his sister is only marrying or wedding into this family so that her mother and her brother can have wealth and stop living in poverty. And Raskolnikov is rationalizing why he believes that's the facts. So Raskolnikov believes his mother is not putting her sister up to do this, but he believes that she is egging her on, and this is what she wants her to be a part of the family so that she can have wealth and a comfortable lifestyle as well. And Raskolnikov doesn't want her to sacrifice her sister. So he wants to call off the wedding, but it's like Raskolnikov doesn't do anything anyway. His opinion shouldn't be valid. But it sounds like in every single Dostoevsky book I've heard and read, it's in this Russian scene, these Russian scenes, it's just like politeness. Being polite and respectful is like the main priority no matter what. Which is hard to believe seeing how Raskolnikov is just a waste man and he's completely dirty and disgusting. It's a facade. Facade feels. Raskolnikov says right here, he says, I won't have you sacrifice Daneshka. I don't even know how to pronounce her name, don't. Daneshka. We're gonna say it's Daneshka. I won't have you sacrifice Daneshka. I won't have it, mother. It will not be so. It will not be so long as I am alive. It will not. I won't accept it. So, There you go. And now, Raskolnikov is taking things into perspective as what permission does he have to call off a wedding when his mom is pawning her pension to get money to send to Raskolnikov, not to mention Raskolnikov is still broke and has no job, no work, and he already quit the university, so it's like, you're a waste man. No one cares what you say.
Preston, don't forget you have I think you have the laundry in the washer.
And now Raskolnikov is thinking back to his discussion with the drunkard at the bar, because the drunkard at the bar said, "Do you understand, dear sir? Do you understand what it means when there is absolutely nowhere to go?" So Raskolnikov is in this place of, I need to make a decision. He wants to inflict his will upon his family, when in reality, he can't even inflict his will on his own life. And he's done nothing with his life. And he's just a waste man. So it's so mind-boggling. He's desperate. Raskolnikov is desperate.
Oh, I love those
Eating
chairs.
these freaking ads. Oh, turn the fan on before I die. Excuse me. So Raskolnikov. What we have seen so far is he is a good, kind-hearted soul. He, for some reason, he's so desperate for something in his life, even though he won't go find anything productive and efficient. He left money for the drunk and his family. He, and now he's contemplating all these things with his family, and he's walking along. He's trying to find this bench to sit on, and then there's a girl, and he sees this girl, and this girl's 15, 16, and she's completely wasted off alcohol. And then she sits on the bench and is knocked out, unconscious. And now Raskolnikov is afraid to leave her because he's such a kind person. OMG, OMG, what is going on? So, we're finally getting out of him reading the letter, him thinking about the letter, and before that, it took so long. I swear that was like 20 pages. But now, we are back in IRL land, and he sees this drunk girl, and he's like, I can't leave this drunk girl. Something bad's gonna happen to this girl. And he's looking across the street, and he sees someone, an older gentleman, 30-year-old. He describes him as fat, and apparently this fat dude, he trying to get at this unconscious drunk girl. Like, okay. And now Raskolnikov is furious at this guy, and he's walking over to him right now. He's about to confront him. This is what we love. This is what we love. Wow. Incredible. Raskolnikov was about to square up with this guy and just start attacking him because he thinks that he's trying to get at this unconscious girl. And the guy raises his cane, but as soon as they reach each other for conflict, a quote unquote, a policeman is there to stop the fighting. He says, I haven't read this yet. That's enough, gentlemen. No fighting, please, in a public place. What do you want? Who are you? Oh my god. Raskolnikov is this... Who is this guy? He's an anti-hero. He's a hero, and he wants to do good, but he's also desperate. He's broken. He has nothing in life, so it's just... It's unfolding. It's unfolding. I'm excited. I don't even got words. I'm excited. I'm barely into the book, and we already having so much fun. We already having so much fun. I wish this cop wasn't here. I wanted Raskolnikov to put a beating on him. What the heck? Raskolnikov. This dude is so broke, but yet he just gave this policeman. He just gave this policeman money to get this girl a cab and take her somewhere safe. I thought that this cop was gonna be corrupt and was like, I'm trying to get out of this girl too. Nope. This cop is a good cop. He's trying to help out. But still, who is this dude Raskolnikov? Why is he helping people out? I don't know why. He has no money to throw away, and this is like the third time we've seen him throw his money away. Please get a grip, bud. Please get a grip. Ugh. Page 50. We hit a milestone. Let's go. Now Raskolnikov, the cop has walked away with the shotty. Homie was pointing at the creep in the corner long enough. And now Raskolnikov's sitting there like, what am I doing giving away all my money? I'm like, everyone involved, everyone listening and reading is thinking the same thing, bud. Oh, so now we're nearly to chapter 5. We're a page away from chapter 5. Um, Raskolnikov is thinking of his former past as a student, and he's thinking about how he was never involved in activities, and he's thinking about how people perceived him as to look down upon everybody. What?
It's about time that I hop on the stream.
You're already on the stream. You're the only comment on the stream.
It's so delayed. Why is it so delayed?
It's supposed to be delayed.
Well, hello, I'm the only comment on the stream. I'm the only person watching. It's about time. So, set me up so there's another voice and you can, continue reading and I can do my own thing.
You want to be recorded?
Let's ask chat. Chat, what is your guys' opinion on letting... Explain to them who I am.
We got Mylan Francis. We got Lover Squirrel here. She lives on 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you want to do? You want to do a Zoom call?
No. I don't know, how are you gonna get me?
I get, you know how there's like a fireplace?
Yeah.
I'm sure I could put like a Zoom call there.
Okay, someone in chat said let her join, so I think you should let her join.
Oh.
Okay, bye.
And what the heck? We need to figure it out.
Join. Okay, well then let me join.
Alright, we have to have an intermission.
Intermission. Yeah.
I need to get to chapter 5 first.
Okay, get to chapter 5. Bye.
I'm right at chapter 5. Don't hang up. Okay. We've got issues. We're almost to chapter 5. He's talking about his comrades at the university. We've got one paragraph to go when we're at chapter 5, so let's lock in. He left his crib to go see his friend. This name is even harder to pronounce. Razumikin. Razumikin, that's obviously not how you pronounce it. That's how we're going to pronounce it. Razumikin, so he's walking over to Razumikin's place, I believe, and he's reflecting on his time at the university, where he is always been poor, but always looked down upon everybody. I'm going to try and read this paragraph aloud.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase,
Is that Granger?
it's a culture.
That better not be
and the
Granger.
ones who help make sure.
Alright, it's not. Alright, we're gonna read this long paragraph aloud, the final paragraph before chapter 5. Lock in. With Razumikin, though, he had for some reason become friends. He had for some reason become friends, or rather, he was more open and communicative with him. Indeed, it was impossible to be on any other terms with Razumikin. He was exceptionally good-humored and communicative youth, kind to point out. I'm done. We're not reading out loud anymore. That was a failure. Okay, chapter 5, we've arrived, and that whole paragraph was talking about his friend Razumikin, and he talks of Razumikin as being resilient. He's not afraid. He's strong. He can drink, but he also can sustain from drinking. Um, he talks about how he knocked out a police officer, um, how he's very poor as well, and he's tall, black hair. Razumikin doesn't know where I don't know, I can't Raskolnikov lives, but Raskolnikov's pulling up on him. He hasn't seen him in 4 months, although they saw each other in the street one time, and Raskolnikov, being his isolated self, he went to the other side of the street to avoid him. So, chapter 5, we are hopefully going to meet Razumikin. Oh, I have to use the restroom, and we are in intermission. We have finished an entire chapter so far, so good work. We're going to keep it up. Keep it up. Harley. We've got a new streamer, Harley the streamer. Look at this boy. Boy, what you doing, boy? Harley, what you doing? Harley, what you doing? Oh, this boy. This boy wants to read. He wants to read Crime and Punishment 2. Ain't that right? Huh? What you want? You want Russian lit? Russian literature? You silly boy. Alright, let's get Shotty on the phone. Try and get her into the stream. Bye-bye, boy. Hello? Alright, so you want to get on Zoom?
At Mint Mobile, we're always looking for innovative ways to save you money, so you can keep paying $15 a month for premium wireless.
So, yes or no? Huh? What? Do you want to join or you want to get on Zoom or what? Okay. Shit's so dumb.
What's your team? Are you listening to me?
I'm fucking trying, Jesus.
Here, I'll call you.
It's literally not gonna work. This team's as trash as fuck.
Well, it's better than them.
Oh my god. Fuck. I'm not on my freaking Mac.
Oh, you're not? What's your Skype then?
Skype. Alright, it says you're not even on Skype.
Okay, let me go on. Hello.
This is so extra.
Okay, fine. Do you not want to, like, I don't, it's okay. I don't have to join.
Oh, I don't think it's gonna work.
Can it see me?
I just started using the free ad block from Capital One Shopping, and you need to too. It's a desktop extension that blocks all ads on my favorite sites, even on YouTube. It allows me to surf the web faster without those annoying pop-ups. The best part is that it doesn't block my shopping rewards, so I can still save with Capital One Shopping. Just go to the Chrome store and add the free desktop extension. I have both this and Capital One Shopping Savings extension added to my web browser, and I couldn't be happier.
Easy Cater is the premier tech platform for ordering food for your workplace. Meals for any occasion, any budget, any dietary need. So you always nail the deliverables. Like tacos.
Start an order at easycater.com.
Why is it changing? Oh my god. This is not what I want to fucking deal with. And now it changes both windows. God damn, this is so annoying. I just want to fucking read. This is so dumb. Why did it leave that shit? Why does it do that? I'm not doing this. What a waste of time. Finally I can go and read. Nothing achieved. Oh. Raskolnikov was going to his friend's house, decided not to, decided to go to his friend's house after he did some sort of deed, which I believe to be killing someone. Killing perhaps the pawnbroker. And now, with the 30 kopecks he has left, he calculated how much he had given away yesterday and to the police officer. And now he was hungry, so he went into an eatery. Unlike the first time he went to the tavern, it isn't some long, drawn out chapter of drinking and shooting the you-know-what. He had a wine glass of vodka, and he was feeling drowsy, and immediately, as soon as he left to go home, he was hammered, so homie fell asleep in the grass. And now he's having a vivid dream of some kind. A frightening dream.
Think your taxes are simple? You could file for free with H&R Block.
H&R Block.
For H&R Block free online.
H&R Block.
TurboTax free edition. Find eligibility
Go away.
requirements.
Ugh. Frightening. So it's the first section, first paragraph of this dream, and he's walking with his father, Raskolnikov's father. He's walking with his father in his hometown, and he's describing how he's walking past this tavern, and how he's trembling with fear like he always would, and how he's holding on to his father because he's so scared by all the drunk people. And now he's describing a church and a graveyard or a cemetery where his grandmother's buried, and he's talking about how they would do stuff for his grandmother and whatnot. But then he mentions how he would go and see his younger brother who was buried because he passed away when he was only 6 months old. So not only did we learn that Raskolnikov has a sister, now we know that Raskolnikov has a younger brother who passed away before he was a year old. And who knows what that will do to you. So, more backstory. I'm loving it. Loving it. This is the first sentence of this page, and it says, "The way to the graveyard. He is holding his father's hand and looking with dread at the tavern." It's just mind-boggling. I mean, the story's totally got me into it.
With just one swipe, ignite. New Revlon Super Lustrous Glimmer
We've
Gloss.
gotten more ads
3D
in the
shine
last
for
10
fuller
minutes
looking
than
lips.
all
Non-stick.
forever. I'm pretty sure this excerpt is very famous. I know that it's on one of the covers of one of the books. crazy. I'm pretty sure we're halfway through this. So, Dreamscape, he's drunk off the vodka, sleeping in the grass, and he's dreaming this dream of when he was a boy. And he's with his father, and he's already walked past the tavern and church and the graveyard. And he's scared crapless of this tavern already. He's already shivering my timbers when he walks by the tavern with his pop. Now he's a little bit further on, and there's a crazy chaos going on out front of the tavern, and it's pretty much all these drunk folk are out front laughing and giggling, but nonetheless, one of these guys has a cart and a horse, and he's all like, everyone get in, she'll gallop, she's gonna run, she's gonna jump and tow us all. And he's telling everyone to get in, and he's like, I don't care what'll happen, I'll beat her to death, like she's gonna go no matter what. And everyone a few people in the cart have got whips to beat the horse, and essentially this tow that the horse is carrying is beyond the tow that the horse could ever possibly take, and everyone is just beating the crap out of this horse to death, essentially. And now Raskolnikov, as a young boy, is with his father, is looking at this and seeing this, and his dad's trying to take him away and tell him not to look, but he still wants to see what's happening, and he's staring, and he's watching it, and he's totally frightened, and he's watching this scene play out, and obviously this is what is affecting him to this day. So not only is the owner of the horse sitting on the cart, beating
Lemonade,
him.
Sir, lemonade, ice cold,
We've gotten way
only
too many
adult
ads. This is just
color.
ridiculous.
Hey, nice stand you have there. If you grow your business, you could really help out
There's a
your...
skip right there. He's beating the crap out of the horse. People in the cart are beating the horse, and now two other guys have gone standing next to the horse. They're beating this horse on the ribs from each side with the whips. So this horse is being essentially murdered. And all the drunk people are just laughing and having a great time. Alright, I'm going to read this paragraph. All of a sudden, laughter breaks into a roar and covers everything. The mare, roused by the shower of blows, in her impotence, had begun kicking. Even the old man could not help smiling, to think of a wretched little nag like that trying to kick. Two lads in the crowd snatch up whips and run to the mare to beat her about the ribs, one on each side. Lash her in the face, in the eyes, cries Mikolaka, who is the guy who owns the horse and is trying to get the horse to go with all the people in the cart. This guy, the owner of the horse, is telling all these people and the guys up front, lash her in the face, lash her in the eyes. He wants these people to kill the horse. They're blinding the horse, murdering and torturing this horse. And Raskolnikov was watching this as a young kid. So while this is going on, everyone in the cart they're shouting and singing. So everyone in the cart is singing and laughing and having a great time. So, frightening scene. So now they're just completely committed into killing this horse. So now Mikolai, whatever, the owner of the horse, has a different tool of some kind. I don't know if he has a hammer or something, but he's slamming and trying to break the spine of this horse while everyone's whipping him. So the horse again whipped by like 6 different whips, and now the owner's just trying to kill it. And now right here, she'll fall in a minute, pals. You'll see. That's the end of her, shouts an admiring spectator in the crowd. Get an axe, hell. Finish her off, shouts a third. There you go. Someone just suggested killing her with an axe. Oh, God. Now the owner of the horse says, eat flies. Malachi screams frantically, throws down the shaft, stoops down in the cart, and picks up an iron crowbar. Look out, he shouts, and with all his might deals a stunning blow at his poor mare. The blow crashes down. The mare staggers, sinks back, tries to pull, but the bar falls again with a swinging blow on her back, and she falls on the ground as if all 4 legs had been knocked out from her at once. Finish her off, shouts Mikolika. I don't know his name, but he shouts idiot. And that's what we're going to call the guy the idiot. There you go. Now, essentially, after the horse fell, after being whipped and beat, she finally fell to the ground. The owner said, finish her off. Now all the drunk people came around, and they seize anything they come across, whips, sticks, poles, and run to the dying mare. You butchered her, someone shouts in the crowd. And then he says, should have galloped. My property. And while this was happening, I don't know, I'm pretty sure Raskolnikov was in the midst of it, running around, trying to save the damn horse, even though obviously there's a million people trying to kill it. So yes, Raskolnikov has been running around the horse trying to stop everybody. And he went, after the horse died, he ran to the horse and started kissing the dead horse, the bleeding horse. And then he jumps up and flies in a frenzy with his little fists out at the owner of the horse. And at that instant, his father takes him away. And just like that, his dad picks him up and he said, why did they kill the horse? He says, they're drunk, fooling around, it's not our business. And then, just like that, Raskolnikov wakes up in the grass. Thank God that was only a dream, he said, sitting down under a tree and drawing deep breaths. So after he's witnessed this horrifying dream, he wakes up and he wakes up frantically scared, and now he immediately begins to think about what he's been planning to do to the pawnbroker, and he says, his whole body felt broken, darkness and confusion were in his soul. He rested his elbows on his knees and put his head in his hands. Good God, he cried. Can it be that I will really take an axe, that I will strike her on the head, split her skull open, that I will tread in the sticky warm blood, break the lock, steal and tremble. So he just mentioned the fact that it's the first time he finally admits that he has been planning to kill the pawnbroker.
Around here, it's not a patio, it's a patio.
These friggin' ass, man.
Panera's new Asiago bagel
Oh
stacks
my
are just
gosh.
$7.99 each, packed with bold flavors, and here for a
Panera,
limited time.
what the? You're screwing us. And now, in desperation, he's been desperate all the whole book. But now he says, Lord, he prayed, show me my path. I renounce that accursed dream. So now he's begging for some type of freedom. I foresaw this freedom. He says, he had been forming for a month. Past in his heart had suddenly broken. Freedom! Freedom! He was free now from that spell, that sorcery, that enchantment, that obsession. He was so desperate to kill the fucking landlady. He obsessed over it, and now he believes he has freedom because of this dream. He thinks his dream has set him free because he's seen this vile wretchedness, and he believes that he is more virtuous than this. And I think we will come to find that he might not be. my gosh. So he is contemplating his destiny because of everything that's just taken place. And now he finds himself taking the long way home through the Haymarket, and guess who he sees? He sees the very person that he asked the pawnbroker about, which is the younger sister of the old pawnbroker. Her name is Lizaveta Ivanovna. So we're going to call her Lizveta. The younger sister of the pawnbroker, he sees her on the way home. So this is just the destiny that he's referring to already.
Join the more than 7 million
Another
adults,
ad?
like Michael, who
Another
take it
ad? I
as epic.
swear I haven't been ads
As
for
touring
this long.
musicians,
We're 40 minutes into the vid. We've had like 5 ads. Oh. No! No! Our hero, Raskolnikov, our anti-hero, he has just had this epiphany because of this insane dream that he's had. And he took the long way home, and by coincidence, obviously, he sees the pawnbroker's sister, the only person who would be at the house with the pawnbroker, and he overhears, he's listening to the conversation at night, it's 9 o'clock, and he walks by the sister, Ivanovna, I don't know, and he's listening, and he finds out that the sister is going to be at the Haymarket at 7 a.m. to have tea or do something. I don't know what the hell they're going to do, but she is going to be busy, and what does Raskolnikov think? He says, I gotta read this whole thing. Raskolnikov had just passed and heard no more. He passed softly, unnoticed, trying not to miss a word. His first amazement turned gradually to horror, like a shiver running down his spine. He had suddenly and quite unexpectedly learned, that the next day at 7 o'clock, Lizveta, the sister, the old woman, Lizveta, the old woman's sister and only companion, would be away from home and that therefore at 7 o'clock precisely, the old woman would be left alone. we just had an epiphany, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna take an axe and kill her and rob her. And now what happens? He's there and he's like, precisely 7 o'clock, the old pawnbroker would be left alone. He was only a few steps from his apartment. He went in like a man condemned to death. He thought of nothing and was completely incapable of thinking. But he felt suddenly in his whole being that he had no more freedom of thought, no will, and that everything was suddenly irrevocably decided. Certainly, even if he had to wait whole years for a suitable opportunity, his plan in mind, he cannot count for sure on a more certain step towards the success of the plan than that which suddenly had just presented itself. In any case, it would have been difficult to find out beforehand and with certainty, with greater exactness and less risk, and without dangerous inquiries and investigations, the next day at such and such a time, such and such an old woman on whose life an attempt was contemplated would be at home entirely alone. Chapter 6. Chapter 6. I have a good feeling that in Chapter 6 we could possibly see Raskolnikov take an axe down on this old pawnbroker. Absolutely frightening. We're 63 pages in. We read about 20 pages in 2 hours or so. It's raining a little bit outside. Absolutely mind-bending. What can I say? Fyodor Dostoevsky, incredible author. This is just the Constance Garnett translation. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to say. I'm totally astonished. Yesterday I went to bed and finished chapter 3, and I was left with this big question mark on my head as to why Raskolnikov was upset about the wedding, and it's because he's so desperate for something in his life, and he's so torn in half. He's had a horrible upbringing. He's in poverty his whole life. Absolutely incredible. The mind of Dostoevsky is something so awesome. It has to be cherished 100%. But thank you guys for checking in. I will probably do these streams and do 2 chapters a stream just because that's long enough. I don't want to sit here all day. But who knows, we might pick it up again and keep reading. Awesome. Chapter 6. Who knows what's going to happen, but I think we have some ideas. I'm excited. I'm so happy. Awesome.